you did have all the tools in the toolbox. And here we are, and it's remarkable when we hear through this trial the details of that 17 conviction, how similar they are today, right? You would acknowledge that. Similar drugs, similar behavior as to what was described as your demeanor and your behavior the night in 17. And then we certainly saw plenty of how that is similar in the current case here that court is sentencing you on. So the other thing that I just want to touch on is relates to your statements. You reference it as an accident. This is not an accident. What you did was clearly not an accident. It was a series of intentional decisions that you made. Even starting the day before. Having all of those drugs in your vehicle, whether you intended to spend the night with your friend or just go to work or whatever it was. Possessing all of those drugs, many of which were not prescribed to you, didn't have a valid prescription at that time. If you did take money from your friend, those decisions, if you didn't, whatever led to the fight with your friend, it's a series of choices that you made, including, again, reviewing my notes from the trial, I found it interesting, your friend, when she testified, remember what she said? You guys had this kerfuffle, I guess. But she didn't see you acting as we saw. Meaning she didn't see you under the influence of drugs or alcohol when she was with you that night. And then you all go back to your place and go to bed. But we certainly know how you were acting the next day. There was a series of choices you made at some point to ingest this cocktail, which I think is a good word, of narcotics. And that led to everything that we saw, the horrific things that we saw, starting with your actions at the gas station that we all got to watch on video, to the video after this scene. I think even you can recognize watching yourself in those videos after you have just killed 2 men, maimed another. That those aren't the actions of somebody that's taking narcotics that were prescribed in a manner to them. Those aren't the actions of somebody that was looking out for their fellow human being, whether they were safe to drive. Those are the actions of somebody that was high, about as could be, maybe. I think we could phrase it that way, right? It almost looks real. Falling asleep in the patrol vehicle as you're being taken for questioning. I was a little disturbed looking back at my notes, and I know this is trial strategy, I don't fault the attorneys for this at all, but suggestions that somehow the gas station clerk, if she had just done something. That's all nonsense. This is all the result of your choices that you made, and there was a series of them that had devastating consequences.